Good afternoon, you beautiful generous. Now, for the second time, because for some reason this fucking file wanted to corrupt. And now I gotta say this shit all over again. So, today let's talk about Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. Now, I realized on the fucking previous video I said I was saying the fucking title completely wrong. I was saying fucking Boruto Twin Blue Vortex, and it was actually 2 Blue Vortex. So, something I didn't know, so good thing I'm doing this bitch again. Now, hopefully this file doesn't corrupt this time. So, let's get back into it. So, let's talk about Boruto and the new manga. Get the fuck out of the way. In the new manga of 2 Blue Vortex. Now, there is currently 6 chapters that have been released, and it is the fundamentals of Volume 1. And God, this shit's fucking OP so far. From the powers he got, from the character designs, from the new ones of Sarada, Boruto, Mitsuki, Shikamaru, and all that shit. I'm talking pretty fucking fast. But the character designs overall are a fucking immaculate, great, spontaneous, are immaculate. The designs are not what some people expected. Some people didn't like the fucking design of Sarada, more because it's very revealing of the skin. But they're getting older. They want new shit. Fucking what's her face? Her mother, Sakura, kind of wore short shorts, a lot of leg. She didn't have tits. There was nothing for her to show. Fucking flat as a board, that bitch. But there was that. So now people didn't like Sarada's clothes design. Boruto's design, on the other hand, got a lot of feedback, and everyone liked it quite a lot. Quite a lot of people quite often liked it. And speaking of Boruto, let's speak on his powers of the new shit he got. We got fucking Blue Lightning. We got Flying Thunder God, and this motherfucker can fly now. Basically, because of the Otsutsuki power that he has attained. In the recent chapter, chapter 6, it is shown that he was just fucking chilling. I don't know what you call this. I know it was in the sky, but what would you call just the space? He was just floating on space, I guess you could say that. On nothingness. He could probably fucking walk for all we know. Oh shit. But for his powers as an Otsutsuki, he is growing very, very much, and who knows how much power he could actually get as he gets more into the manga, into the chapters. Furthermore, whoever the author wants to take this. And another thing is, Boruto's name technically, because this is what he gets called by so many people, is now technically Boruto Otsutsuki, because he is 100% an Otsutsuki because he died in Boruto and then got resurrected from Momoshiki. So part of the DNA structure of him is Boruto still, but the rest of it is in technicalities Otsutsuki, which makes Boruto Otsutsuki his name. Because if you notice from these new things called Shin, whatever the fuck their name is, they call Boruto Otsutsuki. Oh, and Grimm's, they call him that shit too. Now, kind of jumped from 1 to 6, so let's jump back to 1, which is showed the original design of Sarada. And she was having a confrontation with the 8th Hokage. Now, on that 8th Hokage, let's jump back to chapter 5, where 5 to 6, where Shikamaru basically stated that he doesn't have a desire to be the 8th Hokage, but it has been claimed by the Land of Fire that they all, without a doubt, want Shikamaru to be the 8th Hokage. But you know our boy Shikamaru is going to be such a drag to be the fucking 8th Hokage. So I think deep down he has a feeling that Naruto is still alive, and he's holding on to that slight belief that he has, so he doesn't have to work more than what he needs to. But as it showed within there, it shows that he is the acting Hokage, because you can't have one of the biggest nations within this anime world be without basically your president, their Hokage. And Shikamaru is basically the Hokage by not title, but more of a fill-in, you would say. He was there just as, Hokage in act, I believe what the proper pronunciation for it would be. And he doesn't want to officially take on the title of 8th Hokage. Now, not gonna lie, ain't gonna hold you. In the beginning, they did have me. I really thought fucking Shikamaru took the title from a War Naruto. Just like that. and I thought he was fucking gonna be the Hokage before Konohamaru, but it actually showed that Konohamaru is now the Hokage's advisor, which then he no longer is a teacher. Then I believe, if that's the case, right? Right? Maybe. Again, that's something for future manga and future one to know. Currently, I will be without the knowledge, but future one, which is my actual name, I think I just finally said that on here, uh, will know this information. All right, so let's talk about what this new villain motherfucker shit is. There are Grims, and there are things that kind of go by the name of Shin, this name, and these things. And so we saw, I believe it was in chapter 1 or 2, one of the beginning chapters, that when you get hit, scratched, or bit by these things, you get turned to a tree. But what we didn't know until we learned recently is that those trees turn into actual beings, aka the Shin thingamajigs, whatever the fuck they are. And these are basically ten tails with consciousness. Now we have seen the ten tails before in the past from Naruto. We have seen Madara, fucking this motherfucker, Obito, summon the husk of the ten tails and summon the ten tails himself and have become the Jinchuriki of said ten tails. But this was some rampaging motherfucker that just runs down. Doesn't seem like it has a thought process. It doesn't really seem like it could talk, kind of how Kurama and the rest of the tail beasts could. It was just fucking power, just fucking that type of shit. But now having the ten tails with the power of the ten tails have consciousness, this will now be a very formidable foe for all the fucking people. And so far, from what we know, the only one that could probably keep up with this kind of really easily would be Boruto, more likely Kawaki, because that's your antagonist, basically. And hopefully, oh, and Mitsuki. And what you learned about fucking Mitsuki is he disrespected the shit out of Kawaki in the fucking recent chapter by binding his neck. It's kind of gay, but binding his neck. And basically, Kawaki was fucking sleeping on the ground, slumped like a motherfucker. He was out of commission for a minute. And fucking Mitsuki took off and fucking went to go after Boruto. And so chapter 6 ended off at Boruto meeting Mitsuki face to face, which means chapter 7, volume 2, is going to start off with the fight of Mitsuki versus Boruto. Who knows what words, what actions, what fucking fists are going to go flying during that chapter. But it's going to be fucking amazing because who knows what's going to happen. Because Mitsuki has now basically have no fucks. He is the epitome of no fucks given. He is going full throttle, ready to kill Boruto because he doesn't know the true identity of Boruto. It'd be fucking crazy if he did, and he still does that. That would be kind of weird. It's a weird concept. But imagine how that fight's gonna play out. Someone who has the fucking fullest of bloodlust to kill this person, and Boruto who doesn't want to kill these people but have the power to do so. Oh, ooh, I completely forgot about this one. Fucking Boruto's new Rasengan, Uzihiro, Rasengan Uzihiro, which basically uses the rotation of the fucking earth as the Rasengan. It's fucking crazy. This dude put this shit on code, and he was like a drunk motherfucker, and he couldn't move at all, stumbling everywhere. Because basically, it's just the rotation causes the shit to move with you. Kind of is what, like, how it kind of explained it with it. But they didn't really go in depth on how it is. All they said is that this new Rasengan uses the rotation of the earth, and it doesn't stop unless Boruto cancels it or the earth fucking dies. Ooh. The only way for the earth to die would be from the Tentil, the earth becoming the seedling. So I wonder if someone else has Uzihiro and they're like the timer, and so if they die, then the earth dies? Something to think about. But yeah, his new power shit is on another level. Him versus Mitsuki, that's gonna be maybe like a Naruto versus Sasuke level fight that's gonna happen. And I think there's gonna be a lot of damage to whatever fucking ground they go onto, and everything's gonna be fucking demolished and gone. It never fucking existed. That land is now new terrain for a new building because it's all gonna be fucking flat. All the trees are gonna be gone. Everything in that facility is booty. Another thing, let's go back to Shikamaru for a second. We're kind of jumping everywhere, but that's all right. Shikamaru, as we know, is a smart fucking person. Surprisingly, he didn't catch on it that fast. It took him 3 years to get this, but he got it there. He's getting there very slowly, very fucking slowly, but he's getting there. He asks Boruto, "Is your name actually Boruto Uzumaki?" He does not sit right with his memories potentially being tampered with because of the conversation he heard between Sumui and Otto. What the fuck's his name? Sumuri and Amado? Amado. I think that's his name. You know who I'm talking about. And the conversation that was going on between them two basically stated that the memories are not really matching up with what they really know. And as we know, Sumri and Sada had their memories intact for whatever reason. We have no clue. Maybe because they're female. Or we don't know that on why they still know Boruto Uzumaki and who he truly is and who Kawaki really is. That is something that we haven't yet to unravel. But I feel like we might in not soon, but kind of soon. And I'm kind of interested on why that is. Now, we saw when Mitsuki first appeared, he basically kind of, no pun intended, snaked Boruto from behind by wrapping a snake around him. And we figured out that he could also do one hand jutsu. He made his fucking sword fling out and did flying thunder god and basically just escaped out of his chains. And if you notice throughout the chapters, there's a lot of references from what Boruto is doing, kind of correlates with a lot of shit that Uchiha is doing. It's kind of like, well, as the memes were when the chapter was getting written, the Uchiha adoptee, he has a lot of the shit. And as we learned also, he learned all the shit about Uchiha. So there's still potential that he might also know fucking that giant dragon lightning shit that comes from the sky. I forgot what it's called. So it was a K. And we know he does purple lightning. He could cloak his sword with that shit as he cut down the snakes from Mitsuki. His chakra reserve probably got larger, which means he probably could have access to more doppelganger jutsus. Summoning probably more than his father. Now that would be a feat to see. Because that shit will be insane. How much did Boruto fucking, not Boruto, how much did Naruto summon? Thousands during the Great Ninja War? And they just fucking spread like roaches. But yeah, Boruto is now a menace to society, to every nation that knows of the name Boruto. Uzumaki now knows him as Boruto Otsutsuki. And that shit will be insane if they call on to another Great Ninja War just to get rid of this motherfucker. Who would win? Boruto versus every nation. Who would truly win if they truly put out every shit they got and they went all towards Boruto? Boruto solos. But nevertheless, there's still much unknown. There's still like fucking one main thing that we haven't even seen yet is, does he still have his karma? Not his karma. Fucking what's that shit called? Yeah, I think the karma. We know he has it because we have the shit. We see the shit here. But is he relying on that power? Has Sarada been training her use of the Mangekyo Sharingan? Is she learning something like the 100 seal Byakugan shit that Sarada has? Not Sarada, Sakura has? In order for her to use her Mangekyo Sharingan an unlimited amount of times, similar to how Obito did with the Hashirama cells. There's still a lot of shit that the author could do, potentially do, and fuck, who knows, will do. And as we know this author before, he likes to have little fucking mysteries implemented within all the shit that he does. And one thing that's also a mystery that we have now know, it kind of seems like Boruto has fucking future perception. Possibly. Is we notice that some of the statements that he says, it seems like he knows what's going to happen and he wants to try to prevent it. From one of the statements of him saying, when he first came and met face to face with Kawaki, and he said, "Did you finally come back home to die in the village?" And Boruto's response is, "Dying here would be nice, but not yet." So there's like some correlation that he may know that his death is inevitable within this village. Maybe, who knows? And there's also the statement of Boruto when he first met Sarada again. He said, "Stay alive Wait for me to return. I have something to say, some shit around that line. This panel. And so a lot of the shit kind of points to where he either has future perception, he could time travel, but something kind of states that he knows something about the future or the past, past and future to present. That is one of the biggest mysteries, I think, as of current. Another thing is that people want to know is Momoshiki still here? And that is another mystery that to be said in a future video, if it's ever confirmed or denied. So I have said this before on previous Boruto videos. I think only me like one or two. I like Boruto. I am a fan of Boruto, and I am going to be a fan of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex as well. I will keep up with it as much as I can. Now, the thing that's also interesting, Boruto Naruto Next Generation manga was ranked around 11,000 on my anime list on popularity. It has jumped from 11,000 to now 600 with Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. That is a huge jump within the popularity level from 11,000 to 600. Very rarely does a manga does that. And I don't remember what site it was on where it is, but it's stated that Boruto is now the most read manga, even more than One Piece, and it is the most liked and anticipated manga now for future chapters to be released. Now, you know how crazy it is to be one of the most hated mangas to now the most anticipated manga. That just shows the fucking creativity and power of Kishimoto, one of the GOAT authors of our time. Also Oda, can't forget about him. But right now we're talking about Kishimoto and Naruto and Boruto. But that is my review so far on Volume 1, Chapter 1 through 6 of Boruto. Now, there's a lot I didn't cover, so for those who want to read it and want to know more about it, go read it, go find it, go buy the volume when it comes out. Trust me, it'll be 100% worth the read. But as of right now, you could just do with the information that I have given. So like always, stay cultured, have fun, and I'll see you next week after another video.